y'all, welcome back to the channel, That Conversation with Repinya. And tonight I'm going to be reviewing Housewives of Atlanta Season 14, Episode 9. So you know how we do it. We start off with the 3 categories. So the Librarian Award's gonna go to Lisa Wu. We actually had a cameo from Lisa Wu on this episode, and she lit somebody up on this episode. So we're gonna give her the Librarian Award. So she did read one of the ladies for Phil. Actually, it was Sonya. Next, the person that was laid and slayed to me was Candy. I think Candy's nude pajama set was really cute on this episode. So if you watched Housewives of Atlanta and you saw the slumber party, then you can see the pajamas that Candy wore. Super cute. And most valuable player, let me see, I'm gonna give that to Sheree, because Sheree is getting rid of all of these negative Tyrone vibes and that negative Tyrone energy. So Sheree, you get MVP. Okay, so this episode starts off with Sheree, and Sheree is a guest on her daughter's podcast. So Sheree's daughter has a podcast named Kiss and Tell. Super cute. And her podcast talks about, sex, intimacy, and relationships. So she had her mom, Sheree, on as a guest. And, she was just talking to her mom. And during this episode, her daughter pulls up some breaking news about her mom, where Tyrone is saying that Sheree was filming when she knew that they were just supposed to be seeing each other. And Tyrone was saying that he's not with Sheree, so he kind of created this narrative and kind of made Sheree look real, just doing some more of what he was doing, making her look really, really crazy and making her feel, awful. So the daughter told her, she's so supportive. She told her, don't worry about it, Mom. So I don't know. I really don't like seeing Sheree like this. It's awful. But moving on. So in the next scene, we see Sheree's friend Fatum come over to Chateau Sheree. And every time they show Chateau Sheree, I'm telling you, it's so refreshing. Sheree has a beautiful home. It's beautiful. But her friend Fatum shows up and, to visit with Sheree. And, Sheree is still kind of heartbroken over Tyrone. So this scene was super cringy because Sheree actually breaks down during this scene. So we see that they're talking about Tyrone, and Fatum is trying to support her. And Sheree just breaks down, like really crying really hard, and kind of runs out of the room. And it's just crazy seeing her like that. But her friend Fatum was telling her not to feel this way, because Sheree feels like she just looks real crazy out here, allowing this man to do her like this. And Fatum said, don't worry about it, we're lovers, you're gonna be okay. And Sheree is a beautiful woman, and she don't really have anything to worry about. She just has to get past and through this heartbreak. Once you get past this heartbreak and get Tyrone out your system, you'll be fine. Because Sheree is beautiful, and she serving body. So, you don't have to worry about anything. Moving on. So next we see Marlo talking to her nephews, and ever since they talked to their mom again, she's letting them know that they haven't been listening, and they have been just acting out and stuff like that. I don't know, it kind of feels this season that the narrative has changed. It seemed like Marlo shifted the narrative from her having like the greatest nephews to now they're just like demon spawns. Like, I don't know. She kind of like, I really don't know how authentic this storyline is as it relates to her nephews, because they just don't appear to be these bad kids. Now, I do know that they probably do have some, you know, issues because of their upbringing. However, they've been with Marlo for a few years now, so I don't know if it seems like they're getting worse instead of progressing. When I understand that when they first moved in, if they were acting up, okay, fine. But now we're like, what, 3 years in and they've been living with her, or 2 years in? So why is she making it seem like they're just going downhill? I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying it. But she's letting us know that she can't take it anymore and she's frustrated and all that. So we see Sonya. She goes to Kenya's house and visits with her. And they just start talking about Sonya's home life, because Sonya has like her family and stuff living there with her. So they talk about that, and then Sonya's like, you know, she don't know how Kenya does it, like being a single mom. And Kenya just lets her know that she didn't plan it, you know, she didn't plan to be single, but she's doing what she has to do. So Candy calls and she fills the ladies in on what happened at the Drop It with Drew event. So what happens is there was a young man that had been hopping over people's gates in their community, and so he hopped over into Candy's yard and over her gate and reached her property. So they had the police come out, and the police let this guy know that if you come back on their premises, he will be arrested. So they did let him go. The kids and everything was okay, and so Sonya and them, they eat and just talk a little bit Marlo and how she's been acting with Kenya. And Kenya's just like letting her know that she's not going to trust Marlo no more. You know, Marlo has already shown her who she is, and she's just not messing with her anymore. Kenya tells Sonya that she's been bitten by Marlo before, and she's not falling for it again. She's not doing it. She's done with Marlo, and I think that's the best thing. Just don't even fool with her anymore. We have Marlo shopping, actually Marlo's furniture shopping, because she is building her her home. So she's shopping for furniture. You know, she wants to kind of get ahead of things and start buying furniture for her home. And she has Sheree and Sonya go with her. And so the ladies go shopping. And Sheree starts talking about how much she spent on some of her items in her home. So she spent a lot of money, like on her chandeliers and some of the other stuff she has in her home. She spent a lot of money, and it shows, because Sheree's house is gorgeous, it's beautiful. And while they're there, Sheree lets them know that she's going to be having a summer party, and Marlo's like, so who's all coming? And Sheree lets Marlo know that she's inviting everyone, even Kenya. And so Marlo's like, well, Sheree's house is big enough. So Marlo will be on one side of the house, and you don't have to be around Kenya. Marlo can't seem to keep Kenya's name out of her mouth. On every scene, she has to bring up Kenya. But I digress. And so Sonya and Marlo, they said they were going to go. And Sheree does let them know that all of the ladies are invited. And they're super excited. Also, while Marlo is there, she's talking to Sonya and Sheree, and she lets them know that she kicked the nephews out. She kicked the boys out, and she's frustrated. And she feels like she kind of needs a break. So we know that she has been talking about this. And she kind of wants a break to regroup. And they, you know, Sheree is like, she don't remember a time where she even thought about having a break from her kids. But Marlo is not a mom, you know, she's an aunt playing a mother's role. So it might be hard for her to kind of like jump into that role and not want a break. So next we see Drew and her mom at the nail salon. And they got a pretty good relationship. And in this episode, we see that Drew is telling her mom that Ralph is writing a book on step parenting. And Drew is kind of like not understanding some of the stuff that's in the book, because she lets us know that Ralph doesn't even do half of the stuff that he's writing about. And I'm like, another scheme? I don't know. Drew, you're on camera. So when we start saying things about Ralph, don't get mad, because you keep letting us in, giving us all the insiders. So Ralph writing the book, and the person that gave him the book deal or got him the book deal was the assistant that Drew has a problem with. So the mom is like, oh, okay. And Drew also doesn't understand, because we know that Ralph has been in her son Josiah's life. Drew doesn't understand why Ralph has not adopted Josiah, because Josiah's biological dad is not like in his life. So Drew, I don't know, she doesn't understand why Ralph won't adopt her son Josiah. So this concerns her. Later on, Drew's mom lets her know that she spoke with a person, and I don't know if it's a prophet or someone. So she had Drew listen to this recording of someone saying that there is someone in Drew's circle that don't have her best interest at heart. So Drew is trying to figure out who they could be talking about. So we don't know if, and I think it was a woman. They said it was a woman that's around Drew that doesn't have her best interest. And so Drew is trying to figure out, well, is it Sonia? Is it Kenya? Like, who could it be? Is it my assistant? We don't know, Drew, but I don't know, Drew, you're not a likable person. You're not a likable person. Now we get to the slumber party, and Kenya is a little bit apprehensive about going to the slumber party. Also, Marlo was saying that she's not sure that she wants to go either. Yeah, right. We know you're going to be there because you want to cut up everywhere you go. And so we get to the slumber party. The first person that shows up is Candy. And Candy looks so cute. So she has on this nude, like long jacket with like a short set underneath, and it's so cute. Pajama set. It was super cute. And then Patum, she shows up. She has on like another nude, similar to Candy, but I think it was like a pants outfit. But I really liked the concept of, just like stripping all the negative and, and wearing nude. It was cute. Everybody, actually all the ladies are cute when they showed up. But then we see that Candy goes in part of the house with Patum, and Patum is setting up she has this incense thing that she's putting together, because she's going to do this thing to where she cleanses Sheree and kind of gets rid of all the negative energy that Tyrone, had around her. So Candy is asking her, well, what is that? And I'm not going to repeat what it is. It's some type of incense for your lady parts. So it's supposed to cleanse your lady parts. And so she's going to do that. And, this is Candy's thing, because Candy has her own toy line and stuff like that. So, this was interesting to her. Next, we see who showed up. I think Kenya showed up next. And she looked super cute. And so the other lady showed up as well. We had a cameo from Lisa Wu. So Lisa Wu showed up. We haven't seen Lisa Wu in a while. So she showed up. She kind of looked a little bit different. I don't know. She looks different now. I don't know what it is. But she shows up, and everybody comes in, and Sheree, when Sheree comes down, she had on this really super cute outfit. Um, and then later on, we see when Drew shows up, Drew has on the exact same pajama outfit that Sheree has on. That was kind of strange because I'm like, how is it that Sheree and Drew have on the same exact outfit? I don't know. Are the fashions, is Atlanta that small to where you accidentally buy the same clothing, or I don't know. That was kind of weird. I'm not sure. But of course, Sheree wore it best because Sheree, she's really fit, like she's Miss Fitness. She looks great. So she wore it best. Okay, so the ladies sit down at the table and they start talking, and Sheree's friend Patum tells the ladies that she has a friend that did a background check on Drew and Ralph, and they discovered that Drew and Ralph have a whole lot of aliases. One of the alias names is Danielle. So everybody was like, what? What happened? I don't know, Patum, if that was appropriate to do. I don't know. I don't know, but obviously Patum is about that life. She won it with Drew. So now we start the sip and paint. So Candy asked, so are we gonna have live models, Sheree, when we do the sip and paint? How is this gonna go? And so Sheree's like, you want some live models? And here come models coming from the inside of the house. So they come out. So the ladies set up their canvases, and so they're gonna start doing the sip and paint. But the models are actually in the nude. All the male models, all the male models and the female models are nude. So they're doing the sip and paint, and ladies are having a good time. And Kenya, we see Kenya just throwing them back. She's having like drinks and, having fun, and Candy is like, we like drunk Kenya. So Kenya's having a ball, and it's really good to see her in this moment having a good time because, Kenya's been going through a lot. So all the ladies are enjoying this Kenya too. And at some point, Sanya was talking, and then Lisa Wu started talking. And Sanya told Lisa Wu, called her an old auntie, called her something, and then they went back and forth. But Lisa kind of like got like really, really loud with Sanya. And I don't know. It was kind of weird. The energy was just like, out of nowhere. But Lisa does have that strong personality. She did. So she shut Sanya down. After Lisa said what she had to say, they went back and forth. Sanya said nothing else. Then Kenya comes up with a game. She said, okay, you guys, let's play a game. So the ladies are like, okay. So Kenya explains that, okay, so we all have to say something positive. And then after we say something positive, everyone has to say, yes, queen. So she starts off and she says, and it was funny because everyone goes around and they have their turn and everyone's saying something positive and everyone is like, yes, queen. But when they get to Drew says just the opposite, and she says something else like real strange. And all the ladies said, no, queen. So it was crazy. It was super funny because, I don't know, maybe Drew was just like, no, I'm not going to pretend and say something nice if she's not feeling somebody. And Drew, she's not feeling Patum and she's not feeling Sanya. So that was crazy. Okay, so now Kenya takes Sheree upstairs because it's time to start getting Sheree ready for her cleansing. So she takes Sheree up to the room and they put Sheree, they drape her in like an African garb or something like that. And then they bring her back down, and Kenya introduces Sheree to the group again. And so Sheree, she kind of stands over this incense thing that Patum made that's supposed to be cleansing her private area, her lady parts, and just getting rid of all of the negative stuff and the energy that she's been going through. And Sheree's so silly. She starts doing this little dance, and the ladies are laughing. You know, they're just like, you know, having fun. And then we see Drew like, this is some kind of witchcraft. You know, Drew starts acting, you know, holier than thou. And also Marlo was like, I don't know if you're supposed to be doing stuff like that, because that could create other issues for women. I don't know, but it was so funny. And we see Kenya, she is the life of the party. Like, seriously, she's having a ball. She was having so much fun that everybody just kind of like was laughing at her. And so the next Marlo, of course, started, you know, being a little bit negative. Just, you could tell, like watching Kenya, she was being a little negative. So then while they're at the table, Kenya does mention to Drew that Patum had a friend or detective that ran a background check on her and Ralph, Drew's husband. And they found out that Drew had a lot of aliases, and Drew was upset. You know, immediately she called Patum a stalker. Like, what are you, a stalker? Because she thought it was strange to be doing something like that. Like, that didn't make any sense. And then Drew later on lets the ladies know that Danielle, that name, is an assistant of hers. And she said, you guys met Danielle before. And so we already know she's not feeling Patum. So then Kenya's laughing and playing, and then we see Marlo, you know, she just mentioned something about Kenya's wig or something weird, just to bring the energy down. She starts saying something about Kenya. So Kenya was paying her dust, got in the camera, letting everybody know that I am the moment. I am the moment. Just ignoring Marlo. So Marlo was still trying to talk, and you know, everybody was ignoring Marlo, like saying, Marlo, stop, you know, let Kenya have fun. So Kenya started running up to Sheree's, around Sheree's house, around her table. Sheree was running after Kenya. All the ladies was running around her, and they were just having a ball. And it was so fun to see the ladies like that. And that was basically the end of the episode. So you guys, it was a fun episode. It was really cute. Thank you for watching, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And get down in the comments if you watch Housewives of Atlanta, or even if you don't, get down in the comments and let me know what you thought about this episode. Bye.